never slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough.
Since I finally got War Zone to work, I wanted to go back and give it another chance. I've played so many WWE games at this point, so seeing just how much worse things can be, I thought going back to War Zone was a good idea for a second go around. With my PS1 version being highly negative, I figured, well, this is Nintendo 64. Maybe things will be better. But then again, it's also Nintendo 64, so things won't be better solely because of these terribly designed controllers. But since I only have 3 more WWF games to cover for Nintendo 64 for yet another compilation, might as well give another go and see if this version will be better, especially since it has an exclusive match type to boot. Alright, enough is enough. Let's get into this review already.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
This was a first for these games at this point, so of course, it's for the worst. Create a wrestler is easily a mixed bag of vast limitations. Good luck making anything resembling yourself, let alone someone else. I couldn't really make Charlie, Muta, and Zack.
You know what? This sucks!
There's just not much variety of hairs, facial hairs. You can't use the color black on anything. There's a lack of outfit pieces. You can only make males, since the roster itself is just dudes. I guess that makes sense. But still, I hate how lackluster it is. I didn't make Charlie and Muta a bit differently due to the lack of a brighter white color for clothing, plus no darker hair color options either. But at least when it comes to Zack, I was highly accurate really. I mean, that hairline is very one-to-one.
Suck a fucking dick, shut the fuck up.
But one issue is the controls. Of course it's Nintendo, so controls are always going to suck. You see, you use the C buttons for various actions in game, even within CAW mode. Want to change the color? The left C button will move the color selection towards the left, meanwhile the up C button will move it to the right. Yeah, that's confusing. And the right button will move the color shading to the right, and the down C button will move the color shading over to the left. Now you catching on to this game's jank? Like, good God.
Well, yes.
This is also an issue when inputting names, as you have to select every letter one by one using the C buttons of up and down. Then you use the analog stick to move left and right to select another letter, as you slowly move to find the right letter for your cause name. It's ass. Also, you cannot just delete a letter. Oh, no. You need to move over to the letters you don't want and scroll through the alphabet and numbers 0 through 9 till there's an empty spot, and there you go. Now you delete the letter you don't want.
Oh, not so good, huh? Not so good.
Overall, because of the jank and lackluster nature, I didn't make anyone else. Hell, I couldn't even make Derp.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know, right? Anyways, let's move on to the gameplay. Well, usually for a while now, I start off with the roster. I rather focus on Warzone's combat and controls first, because by God are they dated. Plus, without a manual, you won't have any idea on what to do. It's very much a mess of left C button to grapple, then quickly mash B several times, hoping you'll body slam your opponent instead of it being you.
Let's go, player one! Player one is out cold! Nicely done!
Yep, very much dated mess. So after playing most matches and just giving up on the game, here's what the controls are like according to my experience. Enjoy this JPEG.
Oh my god. What the who the fuck was this for? They forgot, maybe it's undecided because the developers haven't figured it out.
It's really just a lesser WWF Attitude, and for good reason. Warzone came out first, and boy howdy does it show. Everything is just rough around the edges in terms of control, feel, and fun. Your characters don't even get voices in this one, which added to the charm of Attitude. Just hearing the clearly in-house developers voice acting for all of these different personalities. I know I'm just jibber-jabbering on here, but it's true.
Sorry.
It was stupid, cheesy fun. I wanted to hear what dumb shit each one would say, like scream and cut as if they were acting and in serious pain, or just shouting nonsense, or even threatening to piss on you during the match cause they're a mad dog. All of that is not present right here. It's just a rather soulless jankfest foundation for a game that's slightly better. At least on PlayStation 1 with its better controls. Dreamcast was just for the graphics when it came to Attitude.
Mr. Showtime is exactly that. I'm so excited for this match, I passed up 3 fire hydrants on the way. I've been saving it for you, baby.
Basically, just mash buttons and hope to win. Welcome to every fighting game ever, really.
Makes sense? You hear me? Shut up!
Yet it's true, as Warzone just makes me wish I was doing anything else as I played it. I went open-minded, yet this janky, clunky, outdated, and obsolete mess of a combat system just made me feel so regretful of ever getting into gaming in the first place.
Man, that is dark.
The combat is just so shallow and repetitive. I found every one of my cars acting so samey, with no way to really differentiate between all three. Charlie and Zach were 1-to-1 the same, while Muda did one thing differently. Instead of body slamming people all the time when you grapple them, he'd just do what everyone does non-stop in WWF Attitude. Twist the arm or whatever. No matter what I tried to do, signature moves were never possible. No choke slams, tombstones, you name it. Nothing would work, but the AI sure as hell can do them. I just gave up on trying and just relied entirely on spamming both A and B till someone won. Finally, Warzone's roster is pretty decent, but lacking still. I mean, really, couldn't they have gotten a few more? Where's Edge, the Hardy Brothers? Why not include legends like Hogan or Savage? What about Henry? Some of these guys I don't even know, like Mosh and Thrasher. Instead, we got 3 versions of Mick Foley, and yet not Mick Foley himself. It's just a fucking joke, and the roster is the same for all platforms, so it doesn't matter which version you play. It's not like you're going to get any exclusive wrestlers like you would in certain other games. Overall, just a mess. Let's move on to the matches themselves. You have several match types to select from: Challenge, Versus, Tag Team, Cage, Weapons, Royal Rumble, and Gauntlet. So we'll tackle them in order and see if there's anything good with each of them. Starting off with Challenge, we select our wrestler, and then we see a bunch of TVs that represent a tournament tree, I guess? Whatever, just beat every motherfucker up till you get to the top and win.
On its way. In the tie-up. What a move. Owen Hart can't shake the cobwebs out.
But of course, that's easier said than done with this game's clunky controls and shallow combat. Owen Hart was easy to defeat, rest in peace. But the next match? You ever play a fighting game before? You notice how the AI is bitch easy for the first match, and then in the next match, they wake up and choose violence? That happens here, and I got decimated by Farouk. Fuck this shit, let's try out the other match types.
Mercy in this man.
is cleaning his clock. Oh, I felt that impact.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, she wrote. What a lopsided victory.
One annoying thing I want to talk about is just how the UI is awful. I mean, look at it. Having to rotate a stupid cube slowly to select a wrestler? Really? Really? That's the best you could do? Really? Really?
No, really.
Outside of that, you cannot even select your opponents. No matter which mode you're playing, they're always randomly selected by the game. Also, your cause are never chosen by the game either. So, if you wanted to fight your cause, well, you have to plug in a second controller, let alone get another person to play with you. Yep, welcome to War Zone.
Player one is out cold. Nicely done. The photographers definitely will call that a keeper.
Anyways, versus mode is just your normal single match where you have all the rules with ring out, rope break, you name it. Just beat your opponent down and pin them to win or make them tap out. That's it. It literally takes forever to win though, and this dragged on match made me not have that much fun.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley can't shake the cobwebs out. The lights are on,
1,
but no one's home.
2, 3.
End of story.
And let's not forget, I do keep that big iron on me. And these pythons, they don't play nice.
At least when it comes to tag team, we can select our partner. However, they're about as useful as bringing a snail to fight a house fire. Most of the time, Muda just stood there while Charlie got tossed around like a white girl in the NBA locker rooms. This match was basically watching someone get spit roasted for several minutes, since no matter what I pressed, I couldn't tag in my partner. Doesn't help he keeps getting into the ring and not doing much. Man, this whole experience just sucked. How do you ruin tag team? Oh god, it's Shawn Michaels all over again.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Every night, I can feel my leg, and my arm, even my fingers. The body I've lost. The comrades I've lost. Won't stop hurting. It's like they're all still there. You feel it too, don't you? I'm gonna make them give back our past.
Cage match. Ah yes, smashing people into a giant steel cheese grater, slicing their faces into them, jumping from the top to decimate them below, shaking the walls to make them fall, to give yourself an opportunity to climb instead. I enjoy cage matches, at least in the good controlling games.
Player one loses his grip.
As here, there's just no way that's going to happen. I rarely got to do anything as Kane just went ape shit on me. Like, good god, did the AI wake up and choose violence again? What is with this game going from passive aggressive to roid rage and serial killers?
Kane starts climbing the cage.
In the end, I lost because no matter what, I could never shake the cage to stop Kane, let alone climb up too. It literally wouldn't let me lock onto the cage wall. Fucking hell.
Mixing it up. Oh, he put the smack down.
Do Do I look like a happy camper to you?
I know you told your friend you're not okay.
Didn't think so.
I love hardcore matches in wrestling games. Just beating the shit out of people with various objects never gets old. Even in the bad wrestling games, I still tend to enjoy it. So of course here, I grabbed that 2x4 and went to work. Hell, this was a time in which you used bells, cameras, and CRT TVs. If you're old enough to remember those old school televisions, you know how heavy and hazardous they were. You'd squash a cat or a toddler with one. Hell, you need to have your foot amputated if it fell on you. These things would put off so much static that you could tell when someone was sitting in front of the TV, as they would look like a meth head or just derp.
He's down and out. Player one has him at his mercy.
This mode was easily my most favorite of the game. Sure, it's still jank, but weapons did really help make the jank less irritating. Plus, it's one-on-one, so that helps in comparison to tag team. But by God, let me hear the impact. The crowd in this game just doesn't know when to shut the fuck up. You just play a normal one-on-one match, but with no rules. After a weapon is destroyed, a new one will be tossed into the ring by the crowd. Yeah, imagine that. You're winning a match, and someone just tossed a chair into the ring for your opponent, cause fuck you, that's why. God, is this hardcore Haven 1994?
The British Bulldog is out cold. Player one has a real opportunity here.
One, two, three.
This one's history. Player one won this match hands down. The Bulldogs should have stayed home today.
I can be your toy. Just because I'm skinny, I can't be your sick boy.
The exclusive match of Royal Rumble is here, and you're not missing out. It's literally just WWF Attitude Royal Rumble. I did not have much fun. It's a pain trying to grab and throw people over the ropes for some reason. I just weakened some of them trying to survive as long as I could to only get yeeted by Owen Hart.
Jockeying for position. That's the way to do it.
After a while, I just realized something. You can't just watch the AI fight after you get eliminated. Just like in Attitude, you always have to play in every single match. Ah, come on. I hate it when that happens. If I'm eliminated in Royal Rumble, then do not make me control the next wrestler that comes into the ring. Or at least make it where I can press the select button to play as them. After a bit, I just gave up. I'm not having any fun. And we'll be skipping Gauntlet just because I'm fed up with this game. Let's just move on to the other section.
The Undertaker is out cold. They try a lucky idea, just pull him backward.
The only real differences between the PS1 and Nintendo 64 versions are as followed. Nintendo 64 has better graphics and load times, but PS1 has better controls. Nintendo 64 also has an exclusive match type, that being Royal Rumble. Though PS1 players were not missing out, as it's just like what you'll see in the next game, WWF Attitude, which released after this. And that's it. Now go eat a Slim Jim.
Oh yeah!
And with that taken care of, we're now down to the last two WWF games for Nintendo 64, those being WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy. Since these were not made by Acclaim, I have higher hopes that these will be better. Plus, I've heard nothing but praise for No Mercy for years. Well, time to see if it's true, or just old farts being blinded by nostalgia once more.
Old.
At the end of the day, WWF War Zone for Nintendo 64 is just a bad game that has aged poorly. From the clunky controls to the shallow gameplay or even the terrible roster even. It's just nothing special. But I was a bit too harsh on it with the PS1 version, and after having played so many WWF/WWE games by now, I'm more open-minded on its flaws. You should give it a try, at the very least, to see how far things have come since the days of 5th console generation wrestling games. Anyways, that's it for this video. See y'all later.